So I guess that I've been playing for 7 years now. After this year is going to be my 7th year. When I joined, I just joined because the school gave me the chance to an orchestra seem more interesting than band. But now that I've become a better player, become more musically mature, I can see that it's not just being in the class, not just having fun, it's kind of having a respect for music, and it's enjoying it. It's as a form, as an art.
About that instrument, the school's instrument?
The school, okay, I got this my freshman year of high school, and I actually had a really bad viola in middle school. That was at schools, and Mr. Rivera, our teacher, were not my teacher then, but the teacher at the high school, came to the middle school, and he kind of scouted, and he saw that I had an interest in playing, and so he was nice enough to give me one of the violas from the high school, which wasn't too good either. But as soon as I got to Montwood, he saw that I really wanted to play and that I really cared about it. So he had a new viola. Actually, he had a couple of violas coming, and he called me in to pick which one I wanted.
Do you know if Montwood has a lot of those violas or not?
Oh, no. This is the only good viola that I know at Montwood. It's the only good viola. The other ones, there's one that looks nice, but it's kind of false in appearance because it sounds really bad. And the rest of them are just kind of, really beginner playing violas, $300, $400. And you can't really get a good sound of them, even if you play good. So I guess I'm just lucky to have had this one for 4 years now.
Do you know if they have other good instruments or?
Yes, but they're not many. I would say you would have at least 30, 35 people. And there's not nearly that many good instruments. Maybe I would say there's a total of 5.
Like some of the school's funding for the orchestra?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. This year we have been trying to do, we've actually done fundraisers. We did a couple of fundraisers, we sold pizza at an event that they had, and we had a Chick-fil-A night to get money. So I think this money was so that our teacher, Miss Sierra, our teacher this year, could buy music, because she had the money to buy it, but she wanted more because she said it was too little to have for a high school orchestra.
I am a Montwood alumni member person, and I currently attend UTSA. In 6th grade, largely private lessons in between 5th and 6th grade, but orchestra 6th grade. The more fun memories I ever have would probably be going to competition, which is the whole hype of getting ready and putting all those pieces together, putting on those uniforms and getting on the bus and going over there. Nasty nun dresses. I mean, they're not nasty, but they're just very plain, very unappealing, they're just not classy the way an orchestra should be. But once I decided that I wanted to continue playing, I convinced my parents to buy me a violin, and it was a struggle because it was between getting the violin and getting the car and just trying to figure everything out. And so it was just a big mess at the time, but it all worked itself out. It is a $2,000 violin, so it's not like it's anything fancy, It's pretty much the average cost. But it was hard to do because I wanted to be there to pick it, but my parents didn't have the time to take me. So, Montwood classes for orchestra, at least, were always really exciting. We had these scale books that our teachers would always have us work out of, and that was always to start it off. But it was kind of hard to get everyone going because I don't know, when there isn't like a real sense of unity with an orchestra, and I think that comes from the lack of support from the school, because if the school would have seen us more serious, as a more dedicated organization that we were, you know, if they would have put in the effort and the time to acknowledge us the way they should, and other schools do, I think we would have been a lot better than we were. But we were still good. Okay, well, something worth mentioning, I think, is one of my personal favorite teachers from Montwood, for the orchestra program at least, Mr. Rene Castañeda. He was very, very dedicated to the orchestra. I mean, very dedicated. He tried really hard to get us to that level that he wanted us to be at, which was pretty much a professional level, I would say. He tried really hard to manipulate our talent so that we were more focused on practicing what we didn't know rather than going over and over and over again on what we did. He tried to get us to learn new scales and new pieces and acknowledge and learn about different composers that he favored and that we ultimately grew fond of. And then he was just very, very dedicated in the sense that when the principals would come down on him and when other teachers would come down on him for doing what he does or trying to take the organization as serious as he did, he would always stand up to them and say, no, we are a Montwood Orchestra and we're classy and it will be that way. He actually put a lot of time and effort into the organization, more than he probably had to, more than other people expected him to. For the most part, he bought all the music we played because we were really low, and by low I mean like in the negatives with money. And he didn't want us to fundraise because he was very adamant in the idea that the school was supposed to support us and that the district was supposed to see us as this brilliant organization, that we should be getting more funds. And he had a lot of conflict with principals, assistant principals, district, board members. I remember once, or a few times actually, you know how they do their inspections, when they come in, they sit in class and they judge you based on the way you were running class. They told him they were going to come in 2 or 3 times and they didn't show, and they decided to show up on the day that it was a tax day, and for tax day, for whatever reason, they always pick the orchestra to kick out of the room to use to set up tables and dictionaries and stuff, so that the people who fill the tax the first time would go in and we take their tests there instead of using the gym or something, which I think was way better. But instead they used the orchestra room, so we always got kicked out, and it always happened to be like a week and a half before competition. So they kicked us out and they put us in these little storage rooms. Like, they're labeled storage rooms, and they put an orchestra class in there for a week. And so not only did we lose that week of practice time, but we also lost that sense of focus, organization that we had spent so much time setting up. And that happened to be the day, one of those days during the week, that the principal decided to go in and, what do you call it, review or something? I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
Inspection stuff.
Yeah, they decided to go in on that day, and they got mad at him for just giving us like a scale worksheet to work on, because we weren't allowed to play, we weren't allowed to go into the orchestra room, so what were we supposed to be doing, you know? So the orchestra system at Montwood, from the principal's perspective, I guess, just isn't worth it. But anyone who